Kunle Adewale graduated from Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Nigeria, with specialization in painting and art history. Then he went on to acquire other degrees and certifications from the US, UK, and South Africa in arts and medicine. With over a decade of experience as an artist and educationist, Kunle founded Tender Arts Nigeria in 2013, a social enterprise which aims to positively impact people with a focus on therapeutic arts and art education, amongst others. Projects that Kunle facilitated range from the therapeutic projects for displaced families suffering from post-traumatic stress disorders to children and adults with chronic and neurological disorders. He has 15,000 beneficiaries through his art programs in Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, and USA. His development works have featured on Al Jazeera, Reuters, BBC Africa, TRT World, and many others. His community-based projects have been supported by several organizations, including Center for Arts in Medicine and US Consulate in Lagos. In 2015, Kunle had the honor of meeting the United States President Barack Obama through the Mandela Washington Fellowship Award for Young African Leaders. He is an international advocate for persons living with cancer and sickle cell anemia and a vast member of the Art Therapy Without Borders. He has won several awards. As a result of Kunle's impact in the field of arts in health globally, August 2nd was proclaimed by the Mayor of Cincinnati, USA as the official Kunle Adewale Day. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's welcome Kunle Adewale to the Positive and Wellness Summit as he speaks on the art for healing, the effectiveness of art in health and wellness.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Kunle. How are you?
I'm doing very well.
In fact, when I was looking at your bio, I have to tell the audience I had to edit. In fact, the voiceover person was like, "This is a lot," because you have achieved so much. It's unbelievable. It's good to have you.
Thank you so much, sis.
All right, so I'll leave you to it. You have your 30 minutes, and then I'll come back 5 minutes to your 30 minutes to give you a signal that your time is rounding up. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone, and good afternoon wherever you are, anywhere in the world now. My bio actually read about the work I do, not just in Nigeria alone, but around the world. And so today, basically, I'm going to be sharing with us. I'm going to be telling us a story about how I started my practice as an art and health practitioner, as a visual artist, as an art administrator, as a social change maker, and also as a social innovator. So in 2013 precisely, I founded my organization, Tender Art Nigeria, an organization that has a focus on art education, therapeutic art, and advocacy, among many others. So ever since then, we've really done quite a number of works. So far, I have founded 3 organizations between 2013 and now. Founded Tender Art in 2013, founded Art in Medicine Project in 2016, and I founded Art in Medicine Fellowship in 2018. And all of these 3 components are very strong platform to reaching more audience, a wider audience, on how we can further integrate arts into community spaces and also hospices, healthcare centers, and hospitals, not just in Nigeria, but around the world. So I'm going to be sharing with us like a picture, like a photo story, and I'm going to be talking from there. I'm also going to be maybe playing a video just to show you what we'll be doing over time. First and foremost, let me just appreciate Auntie Tony for the privilege to just join you all today to speak on art and the role of art in healing, and also the role that art play in wellness and well-being too. So I'm going to play a music. Let me see if I can share my screen. Okay. Okay, so
Kule,
let me
can you
see.
send it? I'm not sure you can send it. I don't think you can. You may have to send it to me.
Oh, really? Let me see.
It's
Oh,
not like
no.
Zoom. I sent
Oh,
a
no.
message.
Oh,
Maybe it is. Yeah.
no. So I'm not enabled to share from my own side.
No, I don't think so. You can try, but I don't think so.
No,
I've not
then
seen.
okay, then I can proceed with what I have so that we
Okay
don't keep
then.
people
All right.
waiting. Yes, yes, I can proceed
Okay.
with what I have here. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right.
Yeah. So let me see. Let me share my screen. Okay, excellent. Oh, okay. I think I can. Can you see my screen now? Oh, no. Let me show. Stop sharing. Sorry, I'm used to Zoom and Google Meet, so let me say. I'm sorry. Can I share my screen even if I'm not sharing? Like I don't know. Hello. Can I share my screen? So I have a PowerPoint that I've actually prepared here that I want to use to talk about my session today. So, but I don't think I can do that from here. So I'm trying to see what is possible because what I'm going to be discussing is not just something I can just talk about. I think it's something that we all need to see, and that way we will be able to appreciate the depth of the work, and we'll also be able to appreciate the impact that art actually have when it comes
Can you
to
send to me? I can
what is it?
actually. I was actually seeing your screen when you were
Yes.
trying to share, but I was not seeing the actual document. Just seeing your whole screen when you try to
Okay.
share.
Yes. So it's a PowerPoint, so I
Yeah,
can
you can
share it.
send it to me by what? No, you can. I
Okay,
think you
I can share.
can.
Okay, all
I
right.
was seeing your
So
screen, so it's for you to just. I'll bring it up.
okay,
Try
so
it again.
let me see. Share screen. So do I share application window? Oh,
Yes.
okay, I've seen it. Oh, okay, now, but it's
Yeah.
not enabled. It's not enabled. So I'm trying to share now. It's not enabled here.
But I
Chrome
saw it before. I don't know.
application window here. So here, I'm trying to share now. It's not enabled. I'm actually seeing my
Oh, okay.
screen here now.
You know what?
Opened.
Just send me while you're doing a beginning talk. Just quickly send me through WhatsApp. I will do it.
No, I'm sending it to you as an email now, so that way you just see it. Is that okay? Is that
Okay.
good?
All right. Okay.
Excellent.
All right. Yeah.
Um, all right. Sorry for the going forth and back on this. I'll still be able to meet up with time, but I just want to make sure that people get the best from this. Okay. All right. All right. Almost few minutes time, please. Sorry, guys. Okay. Okay. So it's sent it to you now through Google Drive.
Okay.
So you will
I'll get
receive
it.
it. Yeah. So over time, okay, I'm just going to continue talking until she's able to receive it and also be able to help me to share from my own side. So over time, as an artist, I have worked in development space and working with different group of persons. I work with persons living with chronic illness like sickle cell anemia. I also work with those who are living with cancer in Nigeria, and not just in Nigeria, also in the United States. I work with those who are living with dementia and other. I work with those who are living with Alzheimer's disease and other form of dementia or neurological disability or impairment. I also work with prison inmates. I work with girls in correctional centers or correctional homes. I work with young adults with mental health problems. So my work is quite diverse as an artist and working with trying to explore the role of creativity in improving the quality of life with people with different medical conditions, with different, health challenges as it were. So over time, my work has really, given me the opportunity to be able to travel around the world, to be able to, impact more people and impact more population. One of the things that I think that art does to people is that, I mean, you being part of artistic process gives you leverage to be able to find joy, to find hope, and to find happiness in the midst of depression, in the midst of anxiety, in the midst of social isolation. For instance, some of the people that we work with at the Sickle Cell Foundation Nigeria, one of the things I realized about people who are living with sickle cell disorder is the issue of stigma, right? So how can we help people who are living with sickle cell anemia deal with stigma, the issue of stigma, the issue of social withdrawal, the issue of social isolation, because sometimes they feel like they are different from other people, and they sometimes some of them just want to keep to themselves. They're actually in their own shell. Over time, facilitating art in medicine program with Sickle Cell Foundation Nigeria has really opened door for other people, about person living with sickle cell in Nigeria, to be able to find connection, to be able to socialize, to be able to find joy, to be able to relate with any other persons, regardless of what their genotype is. So I think that healing comes through connections, and I think art actually provide that, and that is evident in the program that we actually do through the Tender Art Nigeria initiatives, through Art in Medicine project in Nigeria, and through Art in Medicine fellowship program too. Not just that alone. I mean, think about this. Um, every opportunity to visit an art gallery or visit a museum is also part of the process that contributes to our wellness and to our healing too. Art is not just what you just experience, maybe through personal experience by drawing. It's also probably an encounter with somebody else's work. It could be a painting, it could be a drawing, it could be a sculpture, it could be assemblage, it could be photography, it could be installation, it could be music, it could be art, it could be video art. So creativity is quite diverse, and then so being able to encounter art is like you witnessing a sunrise, after a long night, and you wake up and you were able to see the sunlight. So there's so much joy that art brings into our lives as and there's so much joy and happiness that art brings into community. For instance, look at what is happening with the coronavirus, the pandemic. People couldn't actually go to theater, couldn't go to galleries, they couldn't go to museums, and before you know it, the virtual space like this actually became a necessity. Technology more than ever before became a necessity for facilitating art-based interventions. And then so many people, you realize that music concerts were being actually hosted online so that people who are actually in the moment we are all in now can actually experience music, even though the concert hall are not accessible. Yet technology provides us that leverage to be able to experience music, to be able to experience art, whether it's virtual art, engagement. So all of these are actually evident in all of the things that we have seen over time. So I realized, okay, when I was in the US, because I'm now in Nigeria now. So when I was in the US, I did quite a number of program. I facilitated a virtual art program for seniors that are living with dementia. Those who are living with, I mean, I know some of us probably do not really understand the concept of dementia. Dementia actually has to do with memory loss. People who have cognitive impairment, people who have their, cognitive part actually malfunctioning in one way or the other. So I was able to facilitate creative opportunity or creative opportunities for them about engaging Zoom, about leveraging technology to ensure that, I mean, they are not left behind, to ensure that they are still connected, to ensure that they are still benefiting from the healing power of the art.
We are ready.
You're ready now?
Yes.
Excellent. So will I be able to control it from here, or you'll be able to do it from your side? And I mean the slide because of time.
Yes, I'll do it.
Excellent. So definitely I will see it, right? So
yes,
yeah,
I think so.
so this is me on a visit to Seattle, Washington State, in the United States. And here I had an opportunity of visiting this particular glass art museum in Seattle. If you have opportunity of traveling and you're in the US and you are opportunity to go to Seattle, I will recommend that you go to the glass art museum. I mean, look at this space. Look at the lights. No, I'm just trying to explain from that side, ma'am. So look at the light, look at the colors, look at everything in that space. Imagine you, I mean, somebody that is sick walking into this hall with the light, with the color, with the art. That actually can be, a strong element in the recovery process of, I mean, a patient or somebody who's actually having hard time or having mental health problem, or somebody who's actually experiencing stress or anxiety, right? So visiting museums and visiting studios or visiting art galleries actually play a very strong and vital role in our well-being, in our healing process. So for me, yeah. So if, I mean, at any time after you have not really had opportunity of visiting galleries in anywhere, I mean, there's several galleries, there's several art exhibitions in Lagos or anywhere in Nigeria or around the world. I would probably recommend that you try to visit so that you can really explore the healing power of the art and how that can really help you in your journey in life as an individual. You can please go to the next slide, ma'am. So this is me here in 2014, here at the pediatric oncology at Lagos University Teaching Hospital, facilitating art for these kids that actually have leukemia. So this was 2014, and you can see I was so skinny in that place. And I mean, this art actually provide opportunity for these kids who are actually on sick bed to be able to leave their sick bed. From sick bed, they came into the to this particular space, and we provided materials for them to be able to express themselves, to be able to socialize. I mean, look at their faces, look at their smiles. And I want to say that not many of these kids actually make it out alive from this particular pediatric oncology in Lut. I know a few of them that actually died from having leukemia. But what is important is the journey, the process of engaging them in art. So if we really want to look at the effective power of the art when it comes to healing, it's not in the product, it's in the process. The healing is not in the finished product, it's in the process, the engagement, the connection, the collaboration, the creative, the creating, the socializing, the laughter, the smile. That is where the healing lies, not the finished work. And you can see even here, they are not even done painting. And look at the joy, the radiance on their faces. And that is what art can do when you start engaging in creative practice like painting, like singing, like music. You can even do karaoke. I mean, just singing, just dancing by yourself, regardless of who is looking and who is not looking at you. All of these things can really boost your immune system and can really help you in your journey as a person. Next slide, please. So this is one of the art programs we did at the Sickle Cell Foundation Nigeria through the support of the U.S. mission to Nigeria. Here we had persons, children, adolescents, young adults who actually have sickle cell anemia, who are part of our program, been involved in creating, works of art. Actually, now that if you visit the sickle cell center today, you will get to see this installation work. And interestingly, Antitoyu also actually participated in this experience. Please, next slide, please. I told you, look at her here. Look at her face. Look at the art. Look at the light. Look at the painting. Look at what art can actually do. And that is one of the things that art brings to us. Art brings healing to our space. Art brings joy to us. Art actually changes our environment and elevates our moods. It elevates individuals' mood. It changes the way they think. It distracts their mind. It takes up their mind from the pain they are experiencing, whether in the moment or where they are in life. And art changes their perception about their pain. It allows them to focus on the moment and enjoy the moment. I mean, look at what happened recently, even with the NSAS saga, with all of the things that happened, the trauma that came out of that. Not many people could actually sleep. So imagine the role that music play when it comes to meditation that allow people to really be able to sleep. So mindfulness and music, painting, and all other forms of art really help to relax our nerves, helps us to really, help us to manage our stress level, and actually help us to have strong and a great quality of life. Next slide, please. This is one of the sessions I had with older adults and seniors who actually are living with Alzheimer's disease or memory loss in Nigeria. One of the things that art actually does is really help to improve the cognitive functions in older adults and people who actually have memory loss, and that's one of the things we can see in this picture. Next slide, please. This is actually a visit from the US mission in Nigeria to one of our art programs at Sickle Cell Foundation Nigeria, just showing them the impact and the output of some of the program we've been doing. Next slide, please. This is one of the sessions I actually had in a community that has so much gun violence and teenage pregnancy in South Africa, in Westbury. So you can see them creating works of art. Some of these girls or young girls are becoming teenage mothers. Some of them are actually HIV patients, and some of them are today through the arts that I facilitated in that particular session with them about a few years ago. Actually, I've been able to find joy and find hope and find purpose and drive to live a meaningful life. Next slide, please. This is one of the sessions I had with Down Syndrome Foundation Nigeria, where an organization came to collaborate with them, where I actually facilitated this engagement. So actually they were filmmakers and they were filming a documentary, the process, and actually my project engaging with persons living with disabilities in Nigeria. So I work with different groups. Like I said before, I work with persons living with disabilities, including those who are living with autism, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, and other neurological disabilities, including with children at mental health service centers in Nigeria. Next slide, please. So one of the things that we do is bedside music in our Art in Medicine Fellowship and Art in Medicine project. And this is the pediatric oncology ward right here at the Lagos University Teaching Hospital. And today, just this engagement gave birth to our annual gift of music that we do every year. So every year we facilitate gift of music where we take orchestra into the hospital space to perform for patients. And that really helped. So the patient, even though actually, I mean, this particular girl, even though she was on a sick bed, she was singing while the violinist was performing to her song. And that is what actually brings healing. Rather than just be in the sick bed, art really helped to elevate and uplift the spirit of person who actually have one sickness or the other. Next slide, please. So over time, I work with a group of artists in Nigeria where we create mirrors. So we are not just creating or painting just with patients. We also beautify hospital spaces and hospital walls. And one of the works we did, this particular work is at the Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital titled Wings for Mental Health. So some of these people here today, they actually are members of our network in Art in Medicine Fellowship program in Nigeria. Next slide, please. And then this is another wall at the neonatal ward at the Lagos University Teaching Hospital. If you go to neonatal ward D1 in Lut, you will find this big butterfly that we painted on this wall for mothers who actually are going through mental health stress or mental health challenges because of the fact that probably they give birth to pretend babies. So this particular ward is for pretend babies. So while the mothers are waiting for their babies under the light, praying that the children will survive, what we did is to bring light. We brought light by creating large mirrors so that the parents the mothers can focus on the beauty and pray, hopefully, that their children will survive and will become living babies. Next slide, please. So through our art program, we help to improve maternal mental health in Nigeria. So this is the mirrors I told us about. So if you go to the Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, the drug ward unit, you will find these large, super large mirrors that were painted on a very big wall. And in doing this, we didn't paint this wall alone. Patients also, I'm talking about older adults and young adults who actually have depression, who have mental health problem or the other. So they were part of the process of creating this mirror that we did at the Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital. So art really helped to improve the mental health of persons. And this is one of the paintings I did. So this painting, I know many of us know Robin Williams. So this is the famous Robin Williams, the popular American comedian actor that died. People thought, oh, he committed suicide. Of course, he committed suicide, but he was depressed. Now, what was the cause of the depression? Actually, according to report, Robin Williams actually had Lewy body dementia. You may want to write that down. Check out what actually happened to Robin Williams. He had Lewy body dementia. So Robin Williams, as a super and a great man and a great actor and a fantastic comedian, actually had memory loss. He was losing his lines. He couldn't remember his lines. And there's somebody someone like himself who's a genius, who can actually no longer function the way he used to function, was frustrated because of the sickness, was frustrated because of the disease. And in the long run, he actually committed suicide. But what I did through my painting here, because so the woman standing beside this painting is the wife of Robin Williams. Her name is Susan Schneider Williams. So I had the privilege of meeting her when I was in the United States, and actually she got this painting. So this painting is right at Robin Williams' home now. So what I did was not to focus on what killed how Robin Williams died. I focused on his personality, a great guy, a guy that brought joy to veterans in the United States, a guy that loved sharing so much joy and happiness. And then it is very important because art really even shifts our perspectives as professionals. It takes off our eyes from looking at individuals as patients, rather as persons. Before anybody become a sickler or a patient, they are person with potentials, they are person with resources. And if we are able to focus on what people or who they are or who they used to be, it can really help to change the narratives around the role of art and wellness and well-being. Next slide, please. So through my art program, I have mentors around the world, and here is one of my mentors in the United States. His name is Professor Jordan Potter. She's a professor in art therapy, and you can see origami crane birds behind him and installation work. And this was a picture I had with him in Alexandria in the United States in 2015. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is an image of Hawk with a patient at the pediatric oncology at Lagos University Teaching Hospital. So one of the things that we do is we create mirrors, like superheroes mirrors on the wall, to empower our children that actually have, like maybe sickle cell anemia, or those that have cancer, to see themselves as heroes. They are not victims, rather they are victors. They are heroes because they are warriors. They are trying to fight cancer. Not many of them, like I said, will make it. However, we've seen how creating mirrors of superhero characters really elevates and give courage to sick children in pediatric oncology in Nigeria. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So the previous work that I showed you and this one were works that actually facilitated during this COVID-19 with different people from around the world. Next slide, please. These are children I work with who are actually victims and survivors of Boko Haram insurgency in northeast Nigeria. So I work with survivors of terror attack in northeast Nigeria, and this is just one of the examples that I have. Next slide, please. So this is the mental health service center in Nigeria, where we actually created a mirror for children that have mental health problem in Nigeria. Next slide, please. And this is one of the mirrors we did at Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, and the ESSET, Music for Mental Health. Next slide, please. This is one of the paintings we did at the bone marrow transplant unit by the Sickle Cell Foundation in partnership with Lagos University Teaching Hospital. So if you go to the new pediatric building that is built in Luth, the topmost floor, you'll find these paintings there. We painted it. We're commissioned to make these mirrors for that particular bone marrow transplant unit. Next slide, please. So these are superheroes character. If you go to the pediatric oncology in Luth, you get to see these that were painted for children that have cancer. Next slide, please. Our fellows facilitating our session for children in pediatric oncology, also in pediatric ward in Luth. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So this is one of the sessions that we did with young people and youth that have mental problems. She painted this one. You see, admiring her painting. And that's what art can actually do for people that have mental health problems, can really help them to reconnect with their inner self. Next slide, please. And all of these guys you're seeing, they are actually medical students now that are involved in our program in facilitating art-based intervention for people with health conditions and health problems in Nigeria. Next slide, please. So we use VR technology in providing healing and awareness for people in our program in Nigeria. So by using VR for painting process to create digital art. And this is one of the sessions we had at the Sickle Cell Foundation Nigeria. This is one of the installation work we actually did with person who live with sickle cell. This one of the session we did with children also living with chronic illness like cancer. You see the joy in their face, the music, and the art. Next slide, please. And so presently, I lead the largest art in net network on the continent of Africa with over 300 members. Presently now we are running now our program in the region of Africa with about 200 membership. And this Art in Medicine Fellowship Program is a fellowship program for professionals and students, whether you are an artist, you are a mental health advocate, you are a wellness coach. I see a lot of people who are actually part of our program. And our fellows have opportunity of going for international programs like summer intensive program on art awareness and art in medicine and art in health program. And there's in 2018, I had the opportunity of taking about 7 of our fellows to United States to participate in art and awareness summit in the United States. So for more about our program, Art in Medicine Project and Art in Medicine Fellowship, you can please visit www.artinmedicinefellowship.org and continue to experience the kind of joy and the creativity we bring to the world through collaborative work.
Thank you so much, Kunle. Thank you. It's really an extensive work. Yeah, I remember when I saw the Robin Williams picture, it spoke a lot. Even the flower in his mouth, it just signified that sometimes you can be you can be depressed, but you may not be able to speak about it, and people will not see what they are going through because he was seen as, oh, this is a man who does comedy. Why would he be
always
depressed?
Joyous, always happy, yes. Always
yes,
happy.
Exactly.
Don't think that
never really know.
Get depressed.
Exactly. So you never really know what somebody is going through until they express themselves. Maybe if he had that opportunity to express himself through paintings, people could understand what he was going through. Because sometimes it's always difficult for people to talk about it. But when you paint about it, people be looking, okay, why were you feeling this way? Why did you paint it like this? Or like you have a journal, like what talking about for the past few days, having a journal, you write your expressions, how you feel and everything, and then you have people will understand you better rather than actually vocalizing it. So if we have any questions for Kunle, one thing I want to ask, in terms of, because people always say art, Shebi is just painting, Shebi is just music. How can one use it practically? I may not be able to go to an art in medicine project or whatever program, but in my own house, in my own small space, how can I use art to help me in days that I'm down, days I'm lying in bed? Because we're talking about periods where you're sick, whether it's you have sickle cell or any other condition, you just can't do anything and you're frustrated. But you can use art to help you go through that period. So, what are the practical steps one can use?
So one of the things I think we can do is that art is not just drawing or painting. I have to say that. So art is not drawing or painting. So you're like, oh, I don't have crayons. I don't have watercolor. No. Art is around us. I'll give you one example. Some of us have smartphone. You can go on YouTube and play meditation music. So art has gone beyond the traditional ways of facilitating engagement. There's so much resources that you can actually benefit from through technology. Go online. If you go online, you can play music. For someone like myself, sometimes I play music to sleep. Music allows me to sleep. So that I do that a lot. In fact, since I came back even from the US, and all of the things happening in Nigeria that is giving me sleepless night. You know what I do? I play music and then I sleep like a baby. And that is, music is an element of art. So whatever you think works for you best, that's one practical example. By exploring music online, whether it's on Spotify or YouTube, that is one. Two, you can actually buy art materials as basic as crayon. It could be wax crayon, color pencil, watercolor. And let me say this, like I said while I was speaking, your healing is not in the finished product. So many a times you're like, oh, my artwork is so poor. Like I tell you, like, oh, this work is so bad, it's ugly. No. The question is, why did you even paint in the first place? The process is more important than the finished product when it comes to art. So whatever the outcome of the painting or the drawing is, the question is, how were you feeling when you were painting? Were you experiencing freedom, the freedom of expression? Were you experiencing joy? Were you really free with yourself? Were you relaxed? So those are the things you should look out for, as opposed to now you're not becoming judgmental about the finished product, what you created. You start judging yourself, and that sends you back into depression. Because by being critical on yourself and judging yourself really put you in a bad place. It's not really good for your mental health. It lowers your self-esteem. I mean, you have a mental health problem or mental health condition, and now you're judging your work already. You don't do that. Just enjoy the journey, enjoy the process. So that is another way of just being practically, a practical step in actually doing like a do it DIY, do it yourself art engagement. And also there are a lot of paint by numbers. You actually order for the paint by numbers. So even if you are not an artist, I can't draw. So I mean, things have been simplified in a way that nobody can say I can't do something. Everybody can do something, except you are lazy. Except you are lazy. That's when you can't do anything. Now, paintings, now people paint by numbers. You have something like a map, and it tells you what color to put where. And at the end of the day, you realize that you are able to create something, and there's so much joy that actually that art brings to you. So these are just practical steps of doing one thing or the other. And if you think you are really depressed, you should go to art galleries. I mentioned that. You don't have to sit all alone by yourself in the house, left alone. I mean, that's where the thought of suicide come in. Depression, social isolation. You can go to the gallery and socialize, interact with works of art. Go to Naked Art Gallery at Lekki. I mean, look at the paintings. Art speaks to us. Art communicates to us. So, and that's why, I mean, in my room, there's a very big painting in front of me here. So for me, that's just it. How do you guys come up with this kind
this kind of exciting painting?
So So one of the things we do basically is I cited an example of the mirrors that we did at Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital. So we were thinking of things that can really uplift the spirit and the mood of people, and then we start exploring wings, and then we also told the patient, actually, who are young adults, and to think of things and elements that we can incorporate into the mirrors. So the mirrors are actually collaboration work between professional artists and patients in mental health facilities in Nigeria, and also even patients probably in government hospitals. So so those collaboration come with maybe sketching, maybe patients actually sketch something. I was like, wow, we can incorporate this into the design that we are working. And at the end of the day, it becomes a collective win. So healing is a collective win, because it's not just about one person saying, "Oh, I'm the doctor." No, so you facilitating a therapeutic program actually is therapeutic for you, because a joy the person who is benefiting from your program experience, and that joy is transmitted back to you. So it's two-way
Thank you.
traffic for you. Yes, basically that's it.
Thank you so much. So are there any other questions? Okay, I thought I saw our next guest, but it seems to be have popped up, maybe network. But we'll have one more chance for questions. I think basically when people see art like that, and that's what my impression in the, oh wow, this art is so beautiful. How can I do it? I'm not an artist, so they're like, okay, how can I pay something fantastic? But I tell you, art is a process. You can start like you're painting what seems like you're painting nonsense. But what is nonsense to you, but it can be something wonderful to another person, and that's what I learned about art. So you just start, begin, and then by the time there are even trainings on YouTube on how to paint, how to do so many things. A lot of stuff I did, I got from YouTube on how to paint. So, and there are free stuff for you to see the processes, and you can be able to achieve it that way. Just start small, start with something, a paper, get regular paint. If it's watercolor or anything, there are art shops around, and just start. That's the thing. Don't rationalize or whether it's going to be great or good or whatever. Just start, and that's the most important thing. So thank you so much, Kunle. Thank you for all you do. And we'll continue doing stuff together, because I really see the impact of art in our mental health and an emotional state. So thank you, and have a lovely Sunday.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you for hosting me, and thank you everyone. Have a good one. Have a great week ahead, and happy new month.
Yes.